Hello, Geminis. Welcome to your May 2016 tarot reading. First message that I'm getting out for you guys is that I feel like there is somebody who misses you. And I feel like for some reason this person is tied in your work environment. It could be somebody that you encounter at work. They might not be a coworker, but it's somebody that you pass through on your everyday, work, in your work environment. What I'm also feeling as is like they look up to you. They look up to you as a source of inspiration. You're kind of like a muse to them, and I can't really pinpoint whether or not you've been romantically involved with them, but I do feel that this is somebody that you know, and this is somebody that you wouldn't mind being romantically linked up with, okay? So they seem to me to be quite attractive, to be quite successful. See, if it's a female, I feel like she is very, very successful. If it's a male, I feel that they are in a position of like authority. So somebody is looking up to you, and I do sense that they miss you. I feel that you know who they are, or at least, you have somebody in mind as well that you miss, okay? What I'm sensing is for others of you, there is somebody that you're trying to connect with. And what I mean is like to have some type of a connection with. It can be friendship. It can be love. I feel like for a lot of you, it might be a love relationship. But the distance, the divide between the two of you are too great, and it's really hard. You don't really know how to bridge that divide. On the other hand, if you're dating, for example, you have a lot of partners, like a lot of options coming through for you. So you might not be, alone too much. But I do feel that you're still thinking about the other person, but the distance or the divide between the two of you are too great that it's really hard to know which way, to know how to bridge that gap, okay? For others of you, if you are involved, if there's like a third party involved in your relationship, or if you are the one stepping out of the relationship, the truth is definitely coming to light for this month. It's definitely coming to light, so you want to be very, very careful, protect yourself accordingly. But either way, I feel that truths coming to light, either from you or from your partner, is going to definitely change the dynamics, and then things are going to be, things will not be the same after this. So it's not like you can go back to it after this, okay? All right, so let's talk about this situation here. Okay, so the first two cards I have out here is the Three of Cups, and this is what I mentioned about earlier, third-party interference. The High Priestess indicates to us heightened intuition. There are things that we know to be true. We don't have evidence of it in the physical world, but it's tugging at the back of our mind. It's like playing out in our thoughts, and it's basically things that we feel that we can no longer deny. They can pertain to gossip in the work front. We hear people like name dropping, or we hear our names in random conversations, and we know that it's not in our head. So there are definitely things that is kind of like in the to be true. Either somebody like wanting to interfere in your relationships, if you're in solid, stable relationships, or there is kind of like some troublesome energy brewing on the work front, okay? And I'm not saying this to scare you, but I do feel that what you want to know, more importantly, is that what you're feeling and what you think is happening, it is real. It's not just in your head. So it would be worth it for you to explore this a little bit further, okay? And I do sense that with the High Priestess, it does indicate heightened intuition, and the intuition is there for our greater good. So the Three of Cups usually is a gossip card. I don't read reversal, so it can be a celebration or a gossip card. When it's linked with the High Priestess, I'm inclined to think that it's underlying current of gossip and things like that. So if you are offered a new position, for example, the Three of Cups sometimes can show up when you are on an interview and other people are talking about you because you're being interviewed. So that's completely normal. So I do feel that it can play out in a way where you might be under scrutiny, like at work or in an interview capacity. I do feel that the interview looks really, really good. If you're looking for a new work or a new job and you're interviewing around this time, there is going to be some finalized like a decision made regarding who gets to be employed. And I do feel there will be some contracts signed by the end of this month. And it's best by the end of this month, mainly because then it would clear up the Mercury in retrograde energy. So if it were to come in any sooner, it would be problematic. So I do feel that even though you might be waiting on something, you might be waiting on the supervisor or whoever, the interviewer, to make up their mind and to decide so that you're not stuck in limbo. But I do feel that it's getting delayed for a good reason, okay? So just hang in there and don't grow impatient, okay? Don't grow impatient. It is going to come through for you. Now, in terms of your love and relationships, we do have the Lovers linked up with the Seven of Wands. The Lovers is, once again, this is a very strong union between two people, and I do feel that it can be like a work partnership or a relationship as well. But what I do feel with the Three of Cups is that there is some third party interfering in your relationship, and I do feel some information coming to light for this month. The Lovers is also a situation where there might be temptation, and this is basically fighting back temptation here with the Seven of Wands, not succumbing to temptation, not getting involved with people for the wrong reasons. You are very well received this month, I feel, on the romantic relationship front. So I do feel that element of temptation is coming in for you, where you are being sought after by many, many people. Okay? At the same time, with the Three of Cups earlier, I do feel that there is a potential here for some type of a meddlesome energy, people interfering in your relationship. Potentially exes of whoever it is that you're dating, as well as your own exes. But I feel like it might be communication coming through from your partner, from their exes, but I don't feel they're hiding it from you. I feel like they're telling you, and then you might get really just riled up over it. You're basically defending your relationship partner, and you are in a position where you are fighting back or attacking, not physically, but I do feel that you are taking a stance as to what you will and will not tolerate. So for example, if you don't want your ex to remain friends with, if you don't want your current partner to remain friends with their exes, you need to speak up and voice your opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't feel there's nothing wrong with making, demands in certain relationships, but make sure that it is mutual. Make sure that, one person is not held to a double standard, okay? So I definitely feel some fighting for a relationship is coming in the works. I feel for a lot of you, your partner might be taking a trip, like a business trip, like a trip for work, and then they might have like, people that might pose as a temptation to them, or you are a little bit jealous, mainly because your significant other is taking a trip with like, a lot of female co-workers, or just, whoever, whatever gender you're dating, they're taking a trip with the opposite sex in the work environment. And it might not go over well with you, but just don't fly off the handle. Just approach this situation rationally. For others of you, in terms of your family life, there might be a change in the home environment. There might be some fixing up within the house environment. So this is basically, I do sense, like, if you have balcony, stairs, and things like that, there might be some type of, I feel like, I don't feel like it's lightning or, something catastrophic, somebody falling off a ledge or a balcony. I do feel some rot. For some reason, I feel like some rot. I feel like the pillars were not made to sustain a huge amount of weight. And then if you have like a family gathering, everyone might gather on the balcony to take a picture, and then they hear some creaking sounds. I do sense this is something that is very sudden that is coming through for you, okay? So structurally, something within the family home, something like is structurally not sound, and it needs to be looked at. So I'm feeling rot for some reason, and we are going into May, so it shouldn't be raining, but depending on wherever you are, I do feel some type of repairs, last minute repairs is going to be required of you. For others of you, for others of you, I do sense there is potential here to move to a relocate or move to a new job that will provide you a lot of financial security. So you are thinking about potentially moving, your entire family unit to wherever it is that you need to be for the new job. I don't feel it's outside of the country. I do feel it is over a body of water. So this can be rivers, streams, lake, and it's quite a long distance, but I don't sense that it's overseas, okay? That's coming through. And the last interpretation of these two cards together, there is some shakeup happening within the family unit. If you are in a relationship, for example, and you have been headed for divorce for quite some time, this is the month in which things might boil over, okay? So if you're kind of like, if you have been separated or you're thinking about divorce with your significant other, but you're still living in the same house, I do feel some blow up happening. This is arguments, disputes. That is going to bring all the information to light, and everything that you swept under the rug is basically coming up for re-examination, okay? So it's like feelings boiling over, resentment, things like that. And I do feel they are coming through as a major disruption in the family unit. So for example, if you're living with a significant other, and you have thought about, both have thought about separation for quite some time, this is pretty much the end of the line where you have to move out. You or your significant other has to move out, and you are starting to realize that you both can no longer share the same living space, okay? So if you stay together for other reasons, financial reasons, or for the children, this is the month in which things cannot be the same. Things will not come back together after this, okay? So some major heavy hitters here, so just be careful about that, okay, Geminis? Okay, in terms of your financial situation here, we do have a balancing act. Money is not coming fast enough, mainly because there was recently, if you've been in a situation where you're separated, the financial situation is rocky, okay? It's also when we have the Three of Swords as well as the Two of Pentacles. It's also relationships interfering with our emotional state, which interferes with our ability to really be on top of the game and to also be very focused on the financial front, okay? So just keep that in mind and keep your feelings in check, especially when you're in the work environment. What I'm getting here is the Lovers is traditionally the card of Gemini. And this deals with the heart and the head. So it's basically compartmentalizing, leaving your feelings at the door before you head into work. And it's also managing the disparate energies within yourself, which is trying to balance out the personal life and the private life, okay? So in terms of both of these cards, I do feel for a lot of you, if you're juggling two people, things are coming to light. So please be very careful. We have the Tower as well as the Three of Swords, which indicates separation. If your partner has been juggling two people, you are going to find out about it. Okay, if your partner, there's just no way around this, because the Tower is just very swift, sudden, and irreversible. Three of Swords is like a sure separation, and then we have the Two of Pentacles, which is, the decision. What do I do now? Well, you can't go back to the previous situation. You can't do that, and you can't go back to, whatever comes to light is there for you to move on. And you can't go back to this situation anymore. So if you've been juggling two people, I feel something is coming to light. So you need to really protect your secrets. You need to cover your trail. Do whatever you need to do. But I do feel that the energy during Mercury in retrograde, secrets have a tendency of coming out unexpectedly. And whatever happens, I do sense that whatever was not good for you is going to be weaned out of your life so that you can move forward with the option that was true and stable to begin with, okay? So I do feel that for a lot of you, if you have recently like lost a job, especially, a new job will be in the picture for you. And I do feel that, 3 months, August time frame is greatly indicated. So not to worry, okay? Don't get distracted by the emotional stuff when you're in the work front, because I feel that other people sense that from you, and it's just not professional. So, try to keep your feelings in check, okay? I also feel that for a lot of you, you might be juggling two jobs. You might be working a lot and not spending enough time with the kids or with, your significant other. So that might have been a big issue as well. Just make sure relationships are, balance out personal life and professional life. Now, in terms of your advice, both of these cards signify to me the same thing. This is like emotionally checking out of a situation. A lot of you have been in a relationship for like 8 months, 8 years, and it's coming to a head, and it's pretty much coming to an end. If that is the case, check yourself out. I feel like you've been checked out emotionally, like you're no longer emotionally invested in it, but you might have still stayed in the relationship in the same household for financial reasons or for the children, and it's no longer serving you. So they're telling you, not only do you need to be emotionally checked out of this, you need to physically remove yourself from the environment because it's very toxic. Okay, it's very, very toxic. So try to aim for this clear cut, like black and white. Are we together or are we divorced? Do I need to stay here or do I need to go? So you have to be very, very decisive and make very clear decisions for this month. And don't aim for those gray areas where you're still together, but where you're like separated or divorced, but still living together. Don't go for those ambiguous gray zones because it's going to cause you a lot of confusion, okay? So I definitely sense confusion, and I definitely sense staying with a situation, staying in a situation that is not good for you for financial reasons. So I just want you to really keep this in mind and just know that it's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your mental health. So aim for clear-cut decisions, all right? And this is the month in which everything you pretty much swept under the rug is being brought up for examination. We do have as well the King of Pentacles here. And for those of you who are dealing with an earth sign, so this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I do feel that for a lot of you, whatever situation you were contending with, if you have a new person that is in your periphery, especially an earth sign, you are basically divinely guided to go towards this person, okay? To go towards something, whatever it is, this person, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, or whatever situation that is going to be a lot more financially abundant and stable for you. So, for example, if you have recently I feel what it's telling you is the minute you walk away, the universe is going to help you turn the situation around in your favor financially so that you're going to get some type of a compensation as a result of it. If you're looking for work, there is going to be a new job that promises a higher pay scale for you. So don't worry about it. Get yourself away from this situation because it is greatly affecting your mental health. And when it affects your mental health, you're not in a position to make good decisions. You're not in a position to make good decisions for yourself. You're not able to be financially independent, and you're not going to be. So for example, if you're staying in an unhealthy relationship for financial reasons, it basically means that unless you get out into the world and build up your financial empire and build up your own financial stability, you're always going to be stuck in a series of, like spiraling in unhealthy relationships. We have to be comfortable and completely self-sufficient on our own in order to attract the right people. If there are ever any like imbalances, and if there are ever any imbalances in a relationship, it's going to start to crack the foundation of that relationship, okay? So what I mean is, and I hope like this makes sense, but the message is coming in so strongly that you're together in a relationship with somebody, and financially I feel like it's not balanced, and it's causing discord in the romance within that relationship. Additionally, if you're staying with somebody for financial reasons, or likewise, if somebody's staying with you for financial reasons, all those cracks are going to start to emerge in the foundation of that relationship. All right, so unfortunately, Geminis, this is a major month for decisions, and I don't see any other way around this. We have the High Priestess, which basically indicates follow your intuition. The Lovers, third party involved in some type of a love situation. The Tower, unexpected news coming out, and then you have to make a decision here. And they're pretty much telling you, you need to walk away from this, and you're moving on to something better. So I don't see another narrative that I can get from this, okay? So please aim to do the right thing and try to get yourself out of situations that are basically bursting at the seams, okay? If the foundation is not strong, it's not a good relationship, and it's going to start to show cracks over time, all right? Let's go into your love reading. I'm very sorry, Geminis, but I do feel something better is in store for you, all right? Okay, so let's see about your love situation, and I'm hoping the same cards are not showing up, because then it seems to me to be more relationship focused. See what's in store for Geminis for May 2016. Yeah, you have a lot of jumpers already. Okay, May 2016 for Geminis. Okay, so this is what I'm getting here, and I'm glad that it's not the same reading. So the energy is similar, but it's kind of like projected from the other person's point of view rather than yours. So what I mean by that, and I'll explain very quickly here, is first of all, you're showing up in this position here, the Nine of Pentacles. So this is basically the central theme. The Nine of Pentacles indicates a situation where somebody is very financially well off. They can be in a position where they're self-employed. They have a lot of financial abundance, a lot of financial backing. They didn't get there through sheer laziness. They got here because they're very methodical about how the world works, how to make money. They're just very, very grounded and stable, intelligent, and they're able to get themselves through into this situation because they're dedicated and they know how to make money, okay? So this is a card about somebody who's worked really hard, and now they're taking some time off to enjoy the fruit of their labor. For those of you who are dealing with somebody like this, who is financially stable, who is really just very, very just loaded, and they're successful, not just with finances, but they're successful. I do feel that because of this, you really look up to them. I feel that way. So if this is you, somebody is really looking up to you, not because of the money that you have, but mainly because of the way that you project yourself, the intelligence. So the skills that you possess that allows you to get here. They really admire that in you. So somebody is definitely, I feel, showing you some interest, okay? You're not aware of this person. They're coming in from the back, so I feel like you're not aware that there is this person in your midst. They could be a fire sign because of the Six of Wands. This is usually, you know, the fire energy. This person is also somebody very successful and almost, I feel like, famous. They have a lot of admirers as well. They have a lot of suitors. So they're also in their own rights very stable. So this could be Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, a fire sign. I do feel there is an underlying current. This to me seems like a good match. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups, and usually in the past, I've always said like this is like the blessing for emotional happiness. What I see with the Ace of Cups is usually a situation where we are starting to develop feelings for another person. This is the way I have started to read this card recently, mainly because of the readings that I started doing for clients. This card shows up when we have like very strong feelings for somebody, or we are starting to verge that first stage where we realize, oh my gosh, I like this person. So there is potential here for a really successful relationship with somebody who is very financially well off, who is also very like accomplished in their field. There's somebody like that that a lot of people look up to. They have a public image. Okay. For those of you, I can't tell if you're single or dating, but there's this person in your life, and you both are very similar. I feel like they might be a fire sign, but the rapport, you both admire one another for similar reasons. So it's not about the money, it's not about the status. It's mainly that the other person has some characteristics that make them very sexy, very desirable. The foundation of this is I feel that whatever parties you are invited to, whatever group parties you are in, you need to go for this month. You need to go because you are going to run across this person. Okay, so this is a celebration card. Whatever celebration you are invited to, for example, graduations, birthdays, anniversaries, company picnic, whatever it is, go for this month. Okay, it's also, I forgot to say, Geminis, I also want to wish you all a very happy birthday. When the sun is in your constellation, that's when you're really going to shine. And that's when people are really going to start taking notice of you. So whatever small, minuscule event you are invited to, please go, because I feel like there is somebody going who is going to take notice of you, and they're really going to like what they see as a result of it. And I feel like they're coming from the left field. You had no idea, and all of a sudden you develop feelings for one another, and then things just get off the ground. Okay, for others of you who are in relationships, okay, so going back to this situation, I feel like one person is tied up with a previous engagement. So we have the Hangman here, and the Hangman is a card about suspension, waiting around for another situation. So if you have somebody here, or that you meet this month, it looks to me to be very fruitful, but I feel like there is somebody that is held up with a previous engagement. So somebody might be married, no longer happy, but not entirely severed. It could be you, or it could be the other person. I feel for a lot of you, it might be you. So somebody is coming into your life, and it's basically bringing a lot of love, and you're questioning for the first time. You might just be like, okay, I need to leave my current marriage or whatever it is. Somebody's like held up somewhere and they can't really make a move. And I do feel for a lot of you, it might be you, Geminis. I don't feel like it's the other person, because they seem very solitary. You seem a little bit distracted. And going back to what I mentioned earlier about finances affecting the love situation, and this is just a personal caveat. If you're with somebody, like if you're in a love relationship and you're not in love, get out of it. It doesn't bode well for you karmically. And I've seen it play out firsthand where somebody is with somebody else. Well, I've seen it many, many times, and they're not in love. They're in the relationship for other reasons. It's just not going to work, and on a karmic level, it can be very, very detrimental. So extract yourself however you need to in order to allow new love to come into your life, okay? So once again, somebody's tied up, and I do feel it might be you, mainly because I pulled out a clarifier card, and it shows me the Two of Swords, which is the air energy. So I feel like somebody's tied up, somebody's waiting, okay? And I do feel they're waiting for you to have you make the move, and you're waiting for them to make the move. So we are seeing an impasse here. For those of you who are dealing with people who are completely single, we definitely have an impasse where somebody is intimidated by somebody else and no one's making a move. So if you are at a function and someone catches your eyes, make steps, proper steps towards them. So I do feel for some reason there's some worries, there's some anxieties, but I do sense that the feelings flow mutually. So, take the necessary steps in order to approach them, because it seems like if you were able to do that, your success is the Ace of Cups, which is a brand new beginning in love, and this is a really very beautiful card for love. So you are going to get what you want, but you have to take the necessary steps to approach the other person. For those of you who are in committed relationships, I'm not going to lie. I do feel that some people might try to flirt with your romantic partner, okay? And I do feel it might be like at a function, like at a social function. I don't feel it's going to be reciprocated. I don't feel that your partner is the one that is, I don't feel that your partner is the one that is like initiating the contact. I feel somebody is kind of like coming in, flirting with them, but I don't feel that you need to worry. This is also a very, very good month for especially those that are committed to take the relationship or re-inject passion into the relationship. If you both have been very, very focused about accumulating wealth and, just devoting a lot of time on the work front in order to land that account, in order to wrap up some projects. This is a really good month in which I feel you are going to be able to take some time off to spend time with one another, to re-inject passion into the relationship, to take a trip together for those of you who are so inclined, so that you can re-engage with your partner. Mercury in retrograde is also a good time to take a trip to a place that you have visited previously that you really enjoy. So renewal of vows, second honeymoons, taking a trip to an old haunt is very favorable. New trips are not so much, are not too favorable, but I do feel like revisiting an old haunt would be very good for you and your relationship partner, okay? I do feel that somebody there, okay, so there's with the Three of Cups as the foundation, I don't feel that it bodes well for, it's third party interfering, but I feel that it's harmless. But you want to also keep this in mind because I mentioned earlier that sometimes our intuition tells us things and we can't ignore it anymore. So sometimes it's worth exploring or it's worth looking into, okay? So just try to keep that in mind because I feel like some information is being revealed, but you're not doing anything about it. And you were supposed to make a decision. That's why the information came in for you. But you're kind of, you feel very, very stuck, so you're not making a choice. You feel like, oh, there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck in this relationship for whatever other reason aside from love. So as a result of it, you're not making a move. So whatever it is, try to sort this situation out, okay? For singles, things are looking very, very good for singles. For relationship partners who are in stable committed relationships, things look very good too, but I feel like there's temptation all around coming in for you or your partner. I don't feel that the temptations are going to be acted upon. However, you need to take some time off to re-engage with your partner, okay? Because the love is definitely there, but two people are you and your significant other are off doing your own thing. So take some time to re-cement some ties, or at least to dismantle whatever temptation is in your environment as individuals. I feel that's going to be very good for you. All right. So overall, it is going to be a very good month for you all in love. Okay. I wish you all the best. Have a very safe birthday, and I'll talk to you soon. If you like a private reading, please contact me at temperatestar@gmail.com or visit my website. It is provided in the description box where you can book an appointment and see my availability. I'll talk to you soon. Geminis, take care. Bye-bye.